Everything is dark on one side of the mall. There's a power outage. Balenciaga is closed and Louis Vuitton is dark. The food court is completely dark. When is the last time you've seen a food court dark or a Louis Vuitton store? No signage, no lights. It's raining outside, it's storming, so half the mall is without power. Across you'll see Gucci, no power. Balenciaga, no power. American Eagle, no power. And below, people are sitting in the courtyard and there's no power, so nobody's making or cooking food. The pressed shop has no power. K Jewelers has no power.
Going to Tommy John's.
There is no power at the Fashion Square Mall in Scottsdale, Arizona due to the rainstorm. It is raining pretty hard. There's a security guard in Louis Vuitton patrolling the store, but there is no power. I actually came here to buy some luggage, and they have closed down the store. Five Guys is closed down, no power. Charlie's, no power. Johnny Rockets, no power. Prada, let's walk over here and look at Prada. They have no power on this side of the Fashion Square Mall in Scottsdale, Arizona. This is a high-end mall in Scottsdale, Arizona, and the power is out. Prada is dark. I saw security in Louis Vuitton to protect the store. Oh, I see some people. They're coming out of Prada. Maybe it's security. But there is no power inside the store. She's locking the doors. This is the mall on a Monday in Scottsdale, Arizona. Dolce and Gabbana, they have no power. How long has the power been out? Okay. Power's been out for almost 30 minutes. The escalators are not working. Dolce and Gabbana, no power. And it's kind of a little bit scary when you do have like Brink's here to bring money and to take money and you have no power. So if something happened, they can't even call anybody to like save themselves or him. Escalators not working. No power. See that? Rolex, no power. Versace. Michael Kors has no power. It was storming so hard. Actually, we were going to head back to Vegas today because, as many of you guys know, we were going to head back to Vegas because, as many of you know, I was here for the WNBA Finals game, and we've been in Phoenix for a few days, but we tried to leave, and the rain was so bad. And when I do my video on Phoenix, you'll see how bad the rain was. But now it has knocked power out to the mall here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Michael Kors has no power. Versace has no power. Aldo and Buckle, no power. This jewelry store inside of here, completely dark. I spoke with a gentleman a few minutes ago. He said that power has been out for approximately 30 minutes. People are just wandering about, waiting out the rain, waiting for the power. I see Claire's upstairs. They have no power. There is staff in Tag Heuer, but they cannot open the doors because all the lights are off inside. The Tory Burch staff is standing over there, and they're not letting the customers in the store, obviously. We're passing Lacoste, which is closed. This is a rare day. You don't see this happening. Even the Marc Jacobs has been closed. There's security in David Yurman, and let's see what the sign says. We'll go a little bit closer. It says, yeah, the streets are pretty flooded. They're flooded really badly. We just drove through them. And Omega store, everything on this whole side of the mall is closed now. Before I walked to the side of the mall, I did go to Nordstrom's and I was able to get some coffee and a little bit of dessert, and there was power on that side of the mall. The employees are just sitting inside of there on their cell phones, waiting for the power to come on. That's Jimmy Choo, Kate Spade, Carolina Herrera. No power. Even the Build-A-Bear workshop. Bulgari. It looks like the Primm Valley Outlet malls, honestly. It is like empty and dark over here. For those of you just joining, the mall is out of power here in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is raining pretty hard outside and flooding. Came into the mall to go to Louis Vuitton to buy some luggage, and power went out on half of the mall. So I do see that Dillard's up ahead has some power. They must have a backup generator because they have power there. And I can see that up ahead, but Dior has no power. Bottega has no power. Neither does Christian Louboutin. All the employees are just sitting inside of these stores waiting for power to be restored. And customers are just wandering around because everything is dark. I've seen this woman walking around with this dog several times, just pacing back and forth. I don't know if people are waiting to leave. A lot of the streets are flooded here in Arizona. Again, we were due to leave today after being here for the WNBA finals. And we tried leaving and the streets were flooded here in Arizona. I am in Scottsdale right now at the Fashion Square Mall. It's a high-end mall here in Arizona, and the lights just went out on half the mall. St. Laurent, no power. There are security guards inside of the malls. Inside of these stores, there are security guards guarding the stores, but everything is dark, as you can see. You can see security in there. They're trying to protect everything, so hopefully nothing happens while the power's out. And everybody stays safe. And I talked to one of the security guards, and he said that power went out about a half an hour ago. You can see, though, that Dillard's has power, so they must have a backup generator. But everything else outside of that anchor store is completely dark. The employees are just wandering around. Neiman Marcus has power. So it's interesting how these big box stores have power that are on the outsides of the mall. They are anchor stores, so they may be on their own separate generators because of the space. I see the Brink security guy again walking through there. He's got to be very careful that nobody comes into the mall while we have no power here today. I swear, what is it with me in malls? I just did the story on Primm Valley Outlet malls, and it was abandoned, empty, dark, no power. And now I am in a high-end mall in Scottsdale, Arizona, and there's no power here. But there are people, and we know that these stores will open up again. But right now, we have a huge rainstorm outside. It has knocked out power to this beautiful mall. I'm gonna walk pretty slowly here because this is my second live, and the first one at the game got really shaky with movement, so let's just hope everybody can see okay. It's Faragamo. I don't know if most of the workers will end up going home for the day or if they will just hang around. Here's a worker right here from one of the stores. Yep. She's just waiting there because you can't use the stores right now. Kate Spade, dark. So it is approximately 1 o'clock. Let's see, it's 1:20 in the afternoon on a Monday. The mall has lost power on one half here in Scottsdale, Arizona. They've shut down all the stores on this side of the mall, and we'll wait and see. Do you know when power is coming back on?
In the next about 2 hours or so. The rest of the mall has power, though.
Thank you.
Yep.
So the mall will be with power in approximately 2 hours. So maybe they have some generators that they're bringing in. I don't know. Really weird. I'm gonna pan up to the skylight so you can see the weather outside. See those clouds? Lacoste, look at that, dark inside. Tory Burch, dark inside. Hi. Employees just waiting around. He said it would take 2 hours, so maybe they're gonna bring in a generator for the rest of the mall. It seems like all of the anchor stores, Neiman Marcus, Dillard's, Macy's, Nordstrom's, they all have power. But these smaller stores don't have any power. Here's Michael Kors. Let's peek in there. Dark. Rolex. Versace. And people are walking up the escalator because the power is out to the escalators to carry people up and down the steps. Let's see if there's any power restored at the food court. Prada, and they have a bucket, so they must have a leak inside. Rain is dripping in. Employees just having their lunch in there, and some employees are sitting out here. there's no power down that side. But
No
Dillard's
power?
has, no, all the power is out on that side of the mall.
Oh, is that why stuff is closed?
Yeah, everything is closed down that whole corridor. All closed down. He said power would come back in 2 hours. Yeah.
Are all these things normally open? Or is it a holiday?
Yeah, no, it's the power's out due to the rain. Yeah. The power is out due to the rain. So I just ran into a gentleman with his kids and he was looking to get something to eat. You can see the escalators have no power. The mall has lost power here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And there's heavy rain outside. People are just in the mall and half of the stores are closed, especially all the high-end stores like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, Versace, Louboutin, Balenciaga. You can see everything is dark. There's just some employees sitting inside of these stores waiting for power to be restored. People are at the food court, but there is no food. I'm gonna walk down and we're gonna look at the food places that are completely dark on this 1:30 in the afternoon Monday in Scottsdale, Arizona, where malls are usually bustling, full of people. All these people are here. I believe today is a holiday, and so they've come to enjoy the mall and get out of the rain, but the mall lost power. So let's circle around the food court and we'll see what's happening. You just see employees just sitting here in the dark. You see employees just standing around the trash bin. They have nothing to do, nothing to cook. These employees are from Panda Express and they have no work right now. He has no work. Hi. Good. So everybody's just sitting around. I'm live. And they have no work. What happened to the power? It's raining pretty bad out there. Yeah. Well, hey, you get a break. All right. Thank you. What happened to the power?
I don't know. I guess because it's a hurricane from Mexico.
Oh, it's storming pretty bad. I was just out there in my truck. It's flooded. Yeah, it was flooded. Most of the streets are flooded. So all the employees are just sitting around. They can't cook anything because the stoves don't work. Hopefully all this food doesn't spoil. I'm in front of Panda Express. No employees. There's nobody sitting at the chairs, of course, because they can't get any food to eat. Look at that. All the Panda Express employees are standing over here just commingling with each other around the trash bin. So let's keep walking around the food area. Okay, this is what's really crazy. So I'm over here on the west side of the mall. There's no power, but then I look across. The Starbucks completely has power. Of course, they have power. And the escalators on this side of the mall are fully functioning. And that's how I ended up over here. But look at all the people in Starbucks. Everything on the east side of the mall is working completely fine, but everything on the west side of the mall is completely dark. So Starbucks is lucky today because they get to have people come in and eat. There's a security guard again. Hopefully he gets out safe. And here's a Wetzel pretzel, and they can't serve any customers today. Let's look over here. Can't make no pretzels. Can't make no Five Guys hamburgers today. She's blocking the door so nobody comes in. Definitely can't make any Philly cheesesteaks today. Hi. Can't make any Mia pasta today. And you definitely can't have any Johnny Rockets shakes and fries today. Hi guys. What you guys doing until the power comes on? Hanging out. Yeah. And then Chipotle, you can't make any burritos, tacos. All the employees are just back there, just hanging out and talking. Well, no power at Chipotle today. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like outside. Why this is happening. Why there's no power in this mall. People are still walking up the escalator. The employees are just sitting here. This is what happens when a mall loses power. Now, sometimes in Vegas, we have really bad storms as well, and the casinos will lose power. There have been instances where people have grabbed all the chips, tried to run out of the casino, and this is what is here in Arizona, and this is why and the other half has power, but this is why. You can see the rain. Oh, hey, the power just came back on. Power is back on now. I see Louis Vuitton is completely lit up. Look at that. When I walked outside to show you guys the rain, the power must have been restored on this west side of the mall. Louis Vuitton is lit up now. Prada's lit up. K Jewelers is lit up. So maybe they got a generator out here. Panda Express. Wasn't that funny? Just a few seconds ago, I walked by here. Five Guys, their doors are still closed, but the signs are on. They're able now to make these Philly steaks. What was it? 2 minutes ago? I just came through here and it was all dark. Mia Pasta. The lights are back on now, as well as Johnny Rockets. So these employees got a little bit of a break. And now they must go back to work. Chipotle is back up and running. People are already in line. They are not giving it a second. I swear the lights just went on 1 minute ago. And there's already people lined up. Escalators still aren't working, and there's a line outside of Louis Vuitton. So maybe now I can actually go buy that piece of luggage that I came in here for, because the lights are back on. I'm gonna take this walk up this escalator and go back to the level that I came from. And that was pretty fast, so that's nice. I think I've been live for 10 minutes. So mall here lost power for about an hour, if not a little bit more. And it looks like it just came back up online. There's already people waiting here to get into the stores. Oh, the signboard, funny enough, the signboard that has all the advertisements, that is still out. So you can see it's trying to find status. It's in service mode. But everything will be as normal. So that was a little adventure. Now we'll see what this actually look like with lights on. Prada has lights now. The employees. So people are trying to get in, and they're still quite not letting people into the stores yet. I don't know why. Maybe they're waiting for their computers to come back online. What did she tell you? What did she tell you?
The power went off and then they're gonna close.
They're closing for the whole day?
Yeah, then the power went off.
I know it went off, but now they're open. They're not going to let people in? Huh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So the power just came back on, and these nice women tried to go into Prada, and they told them that they're going to close for the day. They're not going to let them in the store. To find somewhere else to go and shop. Dolce and Gabbana is back online, but their doors are not open yet. Rolex, the lights are on, but they still have the gates down inside the store. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Again, maybe the computers aren't up and running yet. They're checking and counting inventory since the power was off. The jewelry store has to recheck everything now, make sure everything is good. There's a gentleman who told us that the power would be restored. And we'll see if these stores open back up. So I'm gonna go shopping now. Hopefully Louis Vuitton is open to me. Prada was not open to the women who just went in there, and they told them they were closing for the day because the power had been out. I don't know what that's about, but hopefully I can get the luggage I came for, because I gotta get back to Las Vegas. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Thanks for watching. This is Elisa Does Vegas.